Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 5th of July, 2023. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 closed down 0.4% to 7,253 points. The telcos were the standout today, thanks to a 1.2% jump in Telstra's share price, and the utilities stocks also did pretty well. Worst were the healthcare, financials and energy companies. Mind you, the share price of AGL Energy hit a new 52-week high today. It's up about 33% over the past year. Today's session, though, saw Transurban Group, WiseTech Global and Aristocrat Leisure all fall sharply. In corporate news, Johns Lyng Group has agreed to buy Smoke Alarms Australia and Linkfire, adding to its growing property services portfolio. And Treasury Wine Estates, maker of Penfolds, said it will close its Victorian commercial wine growing operation, Caradoc, after 50 years as lower consumption and rising costs weigh on the business. Story number 2, Indonesian President Joko Widodo has left the country, but not before he joined Anthony Albanese to strongly deplore Russia's war against Ukraine and, in a message aimed at China, declare support for a region free from coercion. It was an unusually strongly worded communique, at least from Jakarta's perspective, and the two leaders stressed respect for international rules and the importance of diplomacy to avoid the risk of miscalculation. The communique spoke of the importance of an open, stable and prosperous region where collaboration is strong, competition is managed responsibly, sovereignty and territorial integrity is respected, and where countries can exercise their agency free from coercion. As part of the visit, Australia pledged $350 million to spur Indonesia's green energy transition and committed to working with the country to develop an electric vehicle industry. Story number 3, AMP share price tumbled 5% today, the worst of the top 200, after the federal court in Victoria ruled in favour of claimants against it in a class action known as the buyer of last resort proceedings. The claim is related to AMP's changing of its buyer of last resort policy back in 2019. The change meant financial planners operating under the AMP banner could sell their clients' books to the company with 12 months' notice at 2.5 times the value of ongoing revenue. Previously, that figure was 4 times revenue. Quite a haircut. AMP will pay more than $900,000 to 2 financial advice outfits, Equity Financial Planners and Wellstone, and may be on the hook for more after the federal court called for submissions on whether other members of the class action should get damages. Story number 4, the chorus calling on the government to reappoint Philip Lowe as Governor of the Reserve Bank is growing, with opposition finance spokesperson Jane Hume adding her voice to the debate today. The gist seems to be that given the tough economic period we are heading into, no one is better qualified to run the central bank than Dr. Lowe, notwithstanding his comments early last year about rates not rising until 2024. Several market economists have come out in support of Lowe in recent months. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was asked directly about who would replace Lowe today, a decision that will be announced later in the month. He praised Department of Finance Secretary Jenny Wilkinson and Treasury Secretary Stephen Kennedy as outstanding public servants. Lowe himself, of course, is still in the running. And story number 5, an OECD report released this morning says headline inflation is slowing across almost all its members, but core prices are proving more resilient and that more rate rises might be needed. The OECD said year-on-year inflation among its 38 members, which includes Australia, of course, fell to 6.5% in May and is at its lowest level since the end of 2021. Headline inflation is falling in all countries except the Netherlands, Norway and the United Kingdom. The OECD did warn that while rates may need to rise, it isn't without risk. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 5th of July, 2023. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.